Yeah. So what is the future looking like? That is the more important thing. Now we know that there is a huge potential for WhatsApp to increase their users, correct? So we already saw that in 1 year it can definitely cross 860 or 865 million users. Let's assume that in the next 1.5 years, or 2 years, the customer base increases to 1 billion. Okay, let's assume. Now what if WhatsApp is charging 2.85? Okay, let's see that the revenue per user which WhatsApp is generating is nearer to $2.85 per year. Okay, now we are using this, or we are assuming this, but whatever we have written, we have shown in the articles and everything, is that going forward WhatsApp will be recovering some money from users on a yearly basis. Recently also there is a clause that after 1 year they would be charging some money to the customers, but we have not really seen that. I myself personally have not seen that, and none of my friends whom with I have interacted for this particular deal. So but we cannot go by that logic, and let's assume that for just a sake, let's assume that 2.85 is something which they are charging per user. So if I multiply 2.85 with 1 billion, I'll get a total revenue of WhatsApp of how much? $2.85 billion. Now on $2.85 billion, what we have done is, I repeat, on $2.85 of revenue, we have multiplied by 60%, because 60% is what we understand would be the operating or net income of the company, because this company doesn't have too much of employees, they don't have too much of other cost which is there related to marketing or anything. So we have assumed a margin of 60%. If we 2.85 multiply by 60 will give me approximately $1.71 billion of net income or profitability of the company. So if we assume this 1.71 as $1 billion of earning, and then we divide this, and then we divide this 1.7, this is 1.71 which is a earning. If we divide 19 billion which is a payment by 1.71 billion as a net income going forward in 1 year or 1.5 years, then this comes to 11.1 as a multiple. Then this comes to 11.1 as a price earning multiple, which we normally call. We call this as a price earning multiple. Price earning multiple. Okay. So then this comes to 11.1, and we can construe that this as this way as well, that if the company is generating 1.71 billion of net income for 11.1 years, then the $19 billion of the cost which is put will be recovered, correct? So this is how we had understood previous year also. But if the pace of this 1.71 which is there, or the growth in the net income increases further, then this 11.1 as a methodology or as a number will get reduced, correct? So then the acquisition will become much cheaper. And if you see by this logic, 11.1 logic, we had seen earlier also that the deal between Verizon and Vodafone happened at a earning multiple of 11.1. So if all these things happen as we have assumed over here, that if it charges 2.85 as a revenue per user, 60% of operating margin, and $1.71 billion of earning, and 1 billion customers, then this deal which is happening between Facebook and WhatsApp makes a real sense. Why? Because then the company like Facebook will be able to recover the investment which they are making in acquiring this company. Okay, but that is a fact. If these things happen, then this deal definitely makes a huge difference, and it's a thumbs up from my point of view. But the real question was whether $2.85 per year from every customer on 1 billion subscriber is possible or not. Because if these things happen, then we are coming close to the deal of Verizon and Vodafone which happened, which is at 11.1 earning multiple. Now as we know, the real question was that whether 2.85 is something which people will be ready to pay. Now there is another counter question which can be there. If you had asked me a couple of years back, maybe 3 years back or 4 years back, what is the amount of investment which I made into acquiring a phone, that would be hardly from 5,000 to 10,000 rupees, correct? So the amount of money people were paying in India for one phone was approximately 5 to 10k, but abroad people were paying and people were acquiring smartphones. Okay, and this is changing in countries like India or any other emerging countries, that people have started paying money for good quality mobile phones, and people are actually spending money close to 50,000 or 40,000 in India, which translates to anything in US as well, but they are acquiring this smartphones. So 2 years, 3 years down the back, or even 5 years down the 5 years before, people would have asked whether people would be investing in such kind of smartphones. The answer would have been no. But we have started paying money and we have seen the value which smartphone offers, so we have started paying for it. So could this be same seen in WhatsApp as well? Everybody is hooked on to WhatsApp. This has become as a central line of communication between couple of users or all the friends and everything. Wouldn't we be ready to pay $2 a year or even a $1 a year, which translates into 45 rupees in India, or sorry 60 rupees in India at the current exchange rate? $1 is nothing for an user in US or in Europe, correct? So we really don't know. Probably we might start paying that in future as well. So if these things happen, then this deal is definitely gonna be a big deal and a very good acquisition by Facebook of WhatsApp. But this is only what time will tell. We will not be able to comment on what would be the strategy going forward of Facebook. So this is as far as deal is concerned. Now let's understand, is there any other way to look at this deal? Is there any other perspective? Because what we understand, or what our experience has said, that there is always a different perspective of in any mergers and acquisition. So certain deals fail, certain deals do success, because there are different perspective in acquiring a company. Let's look at this deal at a very different or separately on a different perspective. So what we have done is, we have actually taken the summary of some of the listed companies in tech in US: Facebook, Twitter, Google, LinkedIn and Yahoo. Okay, these are certain kind of companies which are listed in international market. We have taken the price at which they are quoting. We have taken a PE ratio, which is we called as a price to earning ratio, price to sales ratio, market cap in dollars billion, revenues in dollars billion, net income, which is profitability in dollars billion. Then we have also taken the user base and what is the price per user, or what is the market price or market cap per user. Now let's compare for Facebook. What is the market cap of Facebook? 170.6 billion. Okay, and what is the user base? 1.2 or 1.23 to be very precise. So when we divide this market cap, this is the market value, this is the market value of this company Facebook. When we divide 170.6 by 1.2, you will get the price per, I repeat, you will get price per user or the market cap per user, and that comes to how much? 142.1 price per user, correct? So in a stock market, all the investors which are there, they are valuing one user of Facebook at how much? $142.1. I repeat, every investors who are investors in Facebook, they are giving a value of $142.1 for every user of Facebook, correct? Now this is very important. So before going into that part, let's understand for other social networking or similar kind of companies. Twitter, they have a market cap of 29.3 billion. They have a user base of 0.23 billion. And if I divide 29.3 by 0.23 billion as a user base, I get a price per user of how much? 126.3. Let's look at LinkedIn, which is a professional social network. It has a market cap of 24.2 billion. When I divide by 0.3 billion as a user base, I get a price per user in dollar term of how much? 93.3. So if you see over here, they are all approximately near, or the average would definitely come at more than $100 per user, correct? So the investor community or the investors or the market is giving a very good price for social networking websites right now. But we don't know what is going on with the future, until and unless the revenue models are tweaked and everything, until and unless the people don't see this company is making money, then the investors will start selling such kind of stock. But till the time these companies are able to generate money, they are able to get advertisers on board, the investors are ready to pay such high price. Now you have seen this, correct? Now you have seen that price per user is very high for social networking website. Now let's understand this. further. Now we have understood this, friend. Now what is WhatsApp acquisition? There are how many users? 450 million users, correct? Out of that, approximately 350 to 360 are the active users which is there, correct? Now if Facebook is acquiring such WhatsApp users, now there will be many common users which will be there, people who are WhatsApp users as well as people who are Facebook users. Definitely there are going to be common users, but we don't know what is the quantum of common users there would be, and we don't also know that how many of this 450 million users will be able to pay $1 or $2, $2.85 going forward. We really don't know that. So what we have assumed that, let's assume that 160 million users of WhatsApp, I repeat, 160 million users of WhatsApp are somewhere where Facebook can start generating income from. Okay, I repeat, let's assume that it is 160 million users of WhatsApp which Facebook will be able to generate revenue out of it, or will be start earning money out of it. So what we can do is, if we multiply this 160 million users by 140 or even $130, okay, 160 multiplied by $130, okay, we get a total market value of how much? $20.8 billion. Okay, why? So this is $130 which is you are seeing over here. $130 which you are seeing is, this is a market price. Here it is coming to 140.1 based on a market cap of 170.6 divided by 1.2 billion, we get 140. But on a safer side, what we are saying is that the market participants which are there, or the investors which are there, they pay a price of $130 for 160 million users. This will translate into $20.8 billion as a value for this 160 million users. Okay, so if 160 million users of 450 million users are where Facebook is able to generate revenue and income, and they get the same value or same about nearer value for all the users which they are getting right now from their users, and if we multiply this $130 by 160 million users, you get an answer of $20.8 billion. And what is Facebook paying for this? They are paying $19 billion, correct? They are paying $19 billion. So against $19 billion of payment, against $19 billion of payment which they are going to make, they will be earning a value of how much? $20.8 billion. So if I look by this perspective, this deal is cheap. This deal is cheap. Assuming that 160 million users of WhatsApp will be able to generate similar kind of revenues to Facebook once Facebook acquires WhatsApp. So this again goes on an assumption that out of $450 million, $160 million is somewhere Facebook will able to generate revenue from. And if these things happen, and if the market is ready to give them the same kind of a price which they are giving to Facebook user, then this deal becomes a cheaper deal. So this is another perspective which was given by Ashwath Damodaran. Ashwath Damodaran, he is known as a god as far as valuation is concerned. He is one of the best faculties or the best person in the world as far as understanding on valuation is concerned, and this perspective on this deal, a very simple perspective, was given by Ashwath Damodaran. You can go onto the blog of Ashwath Damodaran and you will find lot many things over there as well on this particular deal. So this is as far as our understanding of this is concerned. I hope this was a very good learning part for you people to understand about this deal, and also to understand why demystifying any particular deal is very important. It is very important to understand different perspective as far as mergers and acquisition is concerned. I hope you would have also learned about a couple kind of a valuation methodologies which is used. And lastly, I would like to give a credit to the people who have created this content. So it is Team Ambition who were behind this content, creating content, and then Shrenik Ajmera. He is a chartered accountant and CFA level 3 person from India, and he does a lot of work on valuation front. And heartily thanks to Shrenik Ajmera to contribute on this content as well. Thanks a lot. What we'll do is we'll keep coming up with such kind of activities on mergers and acquisition with recent case studies which is happening in the market. Thanks a lot.